Hi everyone, it's Kate with Releve Vintage. Welcome to my channel. I want to introduce myself for anybody that might be new here. My name is Kate and my reselling business is Releve Vintage, and I have an Etsy shop under the same name. And I also have a show on YouTube called Vintage Coffee Talk where I do live sales for the things that I don't listen to my shop. And today is Dollapalooza. So I have vintage Nancy Ann Storybook dolls that I am going to be reselling. And this is going to be the first of a series of 3 videos where I show my collection and kind of educate people on what Nancy Ann Storybook dolls are. So I don't intend to bring these to my live sales because I find that the doll collector is a very specific person, and so I thought I would do a separate series for my dolls. So just to start us off here, this is what the boxes look like. These are vintage dolls. They have a very recognizable polka dot box and a foil sticker here. So Nancy Ann Storybook dolls went from mid-1930s to, well, they changed to plastic dolls in 1947. So basically the collection that I have is from 1936 to 1939, from the best that I can tell. I have 33 dolls in this collection that I'm going to be passing on. So just a few things to learn about the Storybook doll. Again, you can always tell a Nancy Ann Storybook doll by the telltale polka dot box. The polka dots that I have are, now that's looking pink online, but this is red, blue, and there's also a pink, a very pastel pink. So if you see one of these boxes, that's a good indication that you have a Nancy Ann Storybook doll. There are other types of Storybook dolls, but there are the Nancy Ann specifically that use this box. One way to tell the earlier Nancy Ann dolls is by the foil sticker. So here you can see the foil sticker with the doll's number on it. Now, they did change to a paper label later on. So sometimes you'll see a paper label down here at the bottom going long ways, and that was after the foil sticker. So the foil sticker indicates an early date on that. All of the Nancy Ann Storybook dolls are listed here in this little catalog. I have these for most all the dolls, so if you decide to purchase a doll, they will come with this. And you can see that there's all different types. So Storybook dolls, there's the American Girl series, Bridal series, Seasons, Spring, Summer, Autumn, and Winter, Storybook series. So that was all of the fairy tales. There's a Little Betty Blue, Little Miss Muffet, Little Boy Blue, Riding Hood. Yeah, so all of the different nursery rhymes are on there. Then there's the Mary Had a Little Lamb, lots of those. Dolls of the Day, so there's a whole set of days of the week. Monday's Child, Tuesday's Child, all days of the week. There are dolls of the month, so there's one for January, February, etc. And then there's one that's called In Powder and Crinoline series. I don't know that any of my dolls are of that series because none of those numbers look familiar to me. And it says all dolls are 5 to 7 inches high, individually packed with beautiful gift boxes. Your local store can supply additional dolls for your collection. So Nancy Ann Dress Dolls, San Francisco, California. So all the dolls will come with this little catalog. So if you collect, you can see which ones you have, which one you would like to get. Yeah, so as I said, I have 33 dolls. I've marked down all of the ones that I have, and I've done some research. So just to kind of let you know what you look for with the Nancy Ann doll. This is the box. So this cardboard insert here indicates that it's probably never been out of the box. My dolls have never been out of the box. So they've always stayed inside of a wooden crate inside of their boxes. They've never been out. So while the boxes definitely show some wear, inside they're pretty pristine. So this is just the neck brace here that holds the doll in place in the box. A couple of telltale signs of an early Nancy Ann doll would be the jointed arms and legs. So I believe it was after, I want to say after 1942, I think all of their legs went to frozen legs. But this one is jointed. So I'll take her out. She's got her catalog there. And just to let you know who this is, if you're interested, this is number 58. So this is Western Miss American Girl Series. She's number 58. So if anybody would like to contact me in the comments about her, she is number 58. So you can see here that she has her hang tag. So having the original box is a plus, and also the hang tag, the gold hang tag. If you can see, it says, it's kind of shiny right there. It says Storybook Doll on one side, and on the other side, it will give the name of the name and number. So this says 58 Western Miss. If you can see it on there, a little bit hard to see, but this is her hang tag. So it has her number, her name, and Storybook Dolls on the other side. You can tell that she's got jointed arms. I don't want to move them very much, because what happens to some dolls from the age is that the inside rubber band can become loose or overstretched. So really, these are so old that they have ended up being very fragile. They are bisque porcelain, so they're fragile to begin with, but they become more fragile over time as the rubber band wears. So the fact that she has jointed arms, and you can see most of their dresses all have quite a few layers. It's amazing to me, the condition of the fabric. It's like it was sewn yesterday. Another telltale sign of American Girl dolls is that all of the hems are fit. I'm sorry, not American Girl, Storybook dolls. These are not American Girl. That they're hemmed. They all have finished hems. So they let you know when you're researching. And if you see any dolls marked Nancy Ann Storybook or NASB, and they're not finished hems, then it's not a real doll. So everything has a hem, each layer. And they all have double layers, and they all have these cute pantaloons. There are pantaloons that also, and people just sell the clothes often. So here you can see the pantaloons are also hemmed. Now these Storybook dolls always had painted feet for shoes. So they never had shoes. They were always just painted. Their hair is always mohair or painted. So there was no other material that was used for their hair. It was mohair, or it was painted on. It was painted on more in the baby doll series. And another telltale sign of Nancy Ann Storybook dolls are that they always have a headpiece. They have a ribbon, a bow in the hair, something is always on their head. And usually it's a beautiful hat. Most of mine that I have, they have these gorgeous hats. This is made of felt with lace, and you just can't believe the age, really, because the condition is remarkable. Now you can see here on the side of her face, if I can brush her hair back, you can see that there is some glue, and you can, right around her hairline on the side of her eye there. I don't know if you can really pick that up. It's the darkening right there on the side. So sometimes you can see that the glue from gluing on their wig has turned dark over the years. So that is something. Another thing that indicates that this is a very early doll is the safety pin. All of the dolls that are closed in the back with the safety pin are a mark of a very early NASB doll. Yeah. So that's part of how you know, is that safety pin. And then all Nancy Ann dolls are, they're marked. I want to be pretty gentle with her, but you can see it here. I won't be doing this with all the dolls because I want to handle them as little as possible. If I can get in there, you can see that they are stamped as well. So if you were to remove the dress, which all the clothing is removable, you can read what that says. Now this one, I believe says Storybook. Yes, and then, yes, this says Storybook doll. And then underneath it, it's marked USA. Now there are different marks for these. You can look up the marks, which also help to know how, to date your doll. The clothes are in great condition. So yeah, so this is number 58. She's a very early doll. And again, we know this because she's got jointed legs. She has jointed arms. She's got her safety pin on the back. And she also has her foil sticker on her box. So this is number 58. And contact me for pricing, and I can research the specific doll a little bit more. But these dolls do range anywhere between $35 and $95, depending on the doll, depending on the condition. Now, her face paint is beautiful. Often the face paint will crack, and so that will affect the price and the value. But usually these are in pretty good condition. A couple of the dolls that I have in this collection, as I said, it's the glue from the wig that you can see. This one, you can see a little bit of it up here in the hairline, the brown glue from the wig. Some of them have more glue that shows than others. So this is number 58, Western Miss, if you're interested in making her part of your collection. So I'm going to go ahead and show some other ones. As I said, I'm going to do a 3-part series so that we're not looking at doll after doll after doll. But I did want to point out that another reason that it makes it hard to just set a flat price on these is because what I find really interesting is that here we have a couple of dolls that are number 92. So as you can see, 92 is Autumn. So this says Season Series Autumn 92, and this also says Season Series Autumn 92. So both of our our silver stickers say the same. So this is the same number doll. However, they are dressed differently. So this is part of what makes the hunting for these dolls interesting. It also makes it difficult to figure out pricing. So if you notice their outfits. So these are both 92, and they are both for the month series of, or the year series of Autumn, but they have different dresses. So I will show this as well. Now here's that safety pin, which shows that this is one of the earliest Storybook dolls. And here she is. She's beautiful. Again, she's got a hat. I don't see any, in fact, you can't see any glue from her wig, and her paint is totally intact. So now this one would indicate that it's still old because of the safety pin, but it is a little bit newer than the number 58 because her arms are hinged. They are put together they're strung in there by a rubber band, but now her legs are frozen. So these legs do not move as the other ones did, which indicates that this one is newer than the one that we just looked at. She does have her hang tag here, a little bit of tarnish on there, but there's her hang tag. And this is Autumn. And she is number 92. So that's Autumn. And we're going to call her Green Hat 92. And here's Purple Hat 92. So this is another Autumn. Here she is. Again, she's got her safety pin here. She has her headpiece. Her makeup looks lovely. I just love the paint on the lips and the eyelashes. So sweet. I don't see that she's got a lot of glue that's showing. As I said, some in the collection do have glue marks on the face from the wig. Her arms are hinged and her legs are frozen, as they call them. This is a frozen leg. But just look at the beautiful detail. That's one thing that they were known for, was the detail in the clothing. The trim that was used. You'll notice here this sweet little thing that was put in there, just beautiful. So lots of detail to these, and I just love the color of her hair. As I said, all the hair is made of mohair. So, and here is, again, a different version. That's the creator of this Nancy Ann Storybook dolls. And here, this is on the back there. So we'll put her back. And again, these are both Autumn dolls. So this would be 92 Purple Hat, and this would be 92 Green Hat. All right. So we've got those three. Moving right along, we're just going to do 6 on each video. This next one is number 185, and this one I think is so funny. This is from the Days of the Week series, and it's Saturday, and Saturday's child must work for a living. That's Saturday's child. So there you see it. Saturday's child must work for a living. So yeah, don't we all have to work for a living? All right, so here's Saturday's child. She's got her neck brace. Looks like she's in jail. All right, she's got her catalog there. Her box is in great condition. I mean, it's hard to believe this is from 1935. It's just in great condition. So I'll show you the back first. We've got her safety pin, which indicates her age. We've got her foil sticker. Her headpiece is this cute little kind of wrap up top. She's a brunette. She's beautiful. She's got her stamp on the back, and she's got her hinged arms, and her legs are frozen. And she's got how many layers? So we've got her apron, and we've got her beautiful dress. That would be my phone. There we go. Her beautiful dress. Now her dress is darker in person than it's coming off. In person, it's more of a rust color. And then we've got her little underskirt here, and we got her bloomers. Her bloomers, yeah, very nice, and her painted feet. So this is Saturday's child, and she must work for a living. Don't feel bad, honey. We all gotta work for a living. But I thought that was pretty funny how they come up with those names. So here she is. She's lovely. I don't see any glue. I'm trying to show these off as best I can. Their hair's so soft. I'm trying to show them off as best I can without touching them too much or fiddling with them too much. I just feel like they just call for gentle. All right, so she's number 185, Saturday's Child. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, moving right along. Okay. So here we are on to Tuesday's Child. Tuesday's Child is full of grace. I don't even know what day of the week I was born. I would have to look at my baby book to figure that out, but who knows? All right. Oh, this dress. Love, love. Ah, the fabric. Absolutely amazing. It's like an iridescent brownish tannish with blue undertones. It has this trim here. These are all, I mean, look at the flowers on these guys. I hope I'm doing these guys justice. Look at this little bouquet of flowers here. So beautiful. Let's see, her hat, lovely purple hat. She's got a bow at the top. It ties around her neck. Now let's see. Okay, so interesting. So here we go. Now, she does not have the safety pin. The safety pin is an indication of age. The earliest dolls came with the safety pin. She has the ribbon tie. So if it wasn't the safety pin, it was this piece of ribbon tying the dress together. So this would indicate that this one is newer than those with the safety pin. Now she does still have hinged arms. I barely want to move them. And she has frozen legs. So she's got frozen legs here. Yeah, and the painted on shoes, so the legs do not move. And just a note, when a Nancy Ann Storybook doll, when the inside rubber band gives way from age, if you have the arms and legs of the hinged doll, it can be restrung. So that's, you know, if you're a collector or you see a doll or something like that, that might be, you know, and it might be that the legs are intact and the arms are off, or one of the arms, it can always be restrung on the inside because everything they need is in there as long as you have the parts. So anyway, so obviously these clothes are flattened because they've been in, they have been in the boxes since 1930s. Is her head? No, her head is frozen as well. So some of them also have, some of my collection have hinged heads, which are also an indicator of age. So the more parts that were hinged, the neck, the arms, and the legs, means an older doll. But you can see just from me holding this and fluffing this, just, my goodness, how beautiful. So she's lovely. This is Tuesday's Child. She is number 181 if you're interested in Tuesday's Child, 181. And again, they will all come with the box. They will all come with the catalog and the neck brace. So, all right, and last but not least for today's edition of Dollapalooza is Monday's Child is Fair of Face. That's a poem. Monday's Child is fair of face. Tuesday's Child is full of grace. Wednesday's Child I do not remember. And I just know Saturday's got to work for a living. Okay, I need to look that poem up. I absolutely love the colors. I was trying to pull things that kind of looked fallish or Christmas-ish, but I couldn't not show her. Something about Monday. She's got her neck brace. Something about the color. I don't know. That color. It's beaut. Oh, I just love it. Okay, so here she comes. She's a blonde. And let's check her out. Wow. Now, isn't that funny? I thought from the look of her head that she must have had a hinged neck because it looked forward to me. She does not. So I think that means she's shy. She seems to have her head down a little bit. She's kind of like, So anyway, so here is her cute face. Let me brush her hair. Their hair is so soft. It's not scratchy Barbie hair. It's cute, soft mohair. So she might, okay, yeah, so here's a good example. I want to show this off. So I hope it's picking it up. Yes, it looks as if she almost has a birthmark on her cheek right here. So this is glue from the wig. When they manufactured it, the glue was there. So either the wig came off that part and it was intended to go over here, or it just over time, even though it had dried clear over time, it is now darkened up a little bit. So that's one thing that you will just typically find for dolls that are of this age. Oh, and there goes her hang tag. So she does have her hang tag. See if I can get it. Whoops. And I just think these colors are amazing. Now, all of their hats are attached in some way. So you can see back here, her hat is sewn to her hair. So all of them have sort of floppy hats that will come off their heads, but they won't fall off. You can see here the way that the wigs are made. So they're completely stitched. All these wigs are made, specifically for the dolls. Then the hat is tied around her neck. So everything is, on there. This beautiful big bow could use some love and attention and a little iron, a little starch, but you can just see how pretty it is. So this one is, she is ribbon tied in the back, which indicates newer than the safety pins. She is hinged arms, frozen neck, and frozen legs, I believe. Let me check. Yes. Her layers, it's just, I can't even stress enough. That just feels like, I can't believe the condition of the actual clothing. There's nothing, oh, I love this. Okay, so look at the bottom of her. I don't know if they're pantaloons or bloomers or if that's same difference. Anyway, I've been calling them both, but can you see this one? They've been plain up into this point. She's got some beautiful lace pantaloons on. So I don't know, bloomers, pantaloons. I don't know what the right name is for those, but cute little white leg things. All right, so as you can see, I just keep fluffing. It's so pretty. Yeah, so beautiful. So this is Monday's child. She looks a little bit shy, but there she is. I just love the color of the lips and the way that they painted them. So yeah, here's her hang tag, Nancy Ann Story Dolls. She is number 180, Monday's child. 180, Monday's child. So again, I'm going to try to impart a little bit of knowledge into each video. I don't want to go on and on and talk too much about them, but I want to show dolls and I want to let you know kind of what to look for. Or if you already know what to look for, I want to show you the important things so that you can decide if one of these might be the next doll to add to your collection. So just to recap before we go, this is number 180. We have Tuesday's Child. This is number 181 here. So go ahead and in the comments, if you'd like information about the doll, please let me know with the number. That will greatly help. 185, this is Saturday's Child, 185. And let's see. Now we've got, this is another thing I wanted to show. Another reason why I wanted to show doubles is because that does affect price. So some outfits are more desirable, some outfits are more rare. Both of these, despite their different outfits and slightly different hair colors. Yes, they are different hair colors. These are number 92. So these guys are number 92, and they're in the season of autumn. And then we looked at number 58. So this is the one that we looked at first, 58. I know that 58 is one of my oldest dolls. And the way that I know that is because she's got the hinged legs. They are hinged from the hip. You can feel here that the legs would come off. They're all connected, the arms. Now her head is frozen. I do have a couple dolls that have the hinged neck as well. But for this one, I know because of her legs moving, her arms moving, that safety pin in the back, that she is one of the oldest ones. So I believe that my oldest doll in the collection is from 1935 up to 1939. So I would suspect with her hinged legs that dates her at 1935. So, and if anybody has any more information about Nancy Ann Storybook dolls, I would love to hear it. Helpful comments or information. I am not a person who collects dolls. I collect vintage. I've always collected vintage. I grew up with a lot of vintage in my house. We were just a vintage kind of house. We always had stuff that was handed down from my grandparents, our furniture, the dishes we used, which now thinking about it, we were very ecologically friendly. We were reusing, renewing, and recycling before it was the thing to do. So it's just what we did in my family. So now I can appreciate it more than I could maybe back then. But I still love vintage. It's what I fill my home with. And I feel like I am very familiar with many types of different vintage, although dolls are not one of them. So my decision to go ahead and move these on to people that love dolls is that I feel like sitting in the wood crate, it's not doing them justice. I can appreciate the workmanship that went into these. I love that this company was owned, Nancy Ann was the CEO of this company, and she started the company. She had 3 or 4 employees, and she created this vision for her company. She grew her company. The story behind it's wonderful. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate the beautiful workmanship in all the details, and just how old they are and how special they would be to the right person. So I don't want to see them sit in a crate anymore. I would like to see them out and about, so that they can be appreciated. And maybe if they're not even displayed, but maybe they're given to somebody that's missing that last doll in the months of the year or in the days of the week. Maybe somebody's got all the days of the week, but they don't have Saturday's child. So I just want to get them out there in the world rather than sitting in a crate and not being appreciated. Over time, their rubber bands can wear out. There can be cracks in the paint for their face paint. And I just think it would be a shame to let them go any longer before they're sort of given a chance to have a second life. So I'm going to be doing a Dollapalooza, as I'm calling it. And each Friday I will post a video until I've shown them all. So I think it'll be a 3-part series, and I'll do a few dolls each time, maybe 8 to 9 dolls each time. And if you guys are interested, then please let me know. As I said, the dolls, it's very, it's kind of specific to each doll, depending on the age, the jointed limbs, the safety pin, the ribbon tie, the dress it's in. But they are for sale. And so let me know if you would like one. And they run, like I said, anywhere between 30 and 95. I do have a couple that are really high. I didn't show them today. Desirable dolls for Storybook are the Goldilocks, and I have 2 that are the baby series with their little babies, and their have full crocheted outfits. So those I'll be showing as well. I'm going to show everything in the collection, but I do have a couple that go really high. But the average price for these is anywhere between probably $30 and $60. Yeah, and if you're interested in more than one, then I'm certainly willing to give you a great price. So again, my name is Kate, and I'm from Releve Vintage, and you can find me on Fridays with my friend Julie, Day Trip Vintage Company, and I do coffee talk, vintage coffee talk. So we'll be on every Friday morning, which is fun. And yeah, just see you guys around in the chats, and let me know if you have any questions or would like me to clarify anything on any of the dolls you saw today. And I will definitely advertise when the next edition of Dollapalooza is coming out. Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome day. Bye.